The Islamic empires were tremendous achievements, knitting together groups of people spread across thousands of miles and hundreds of languages. These vast melting pots witnessed the trend of cultural diffusion, which we will talk about in this lecture. As your book says, when one culture interacts with another, there tends to be an exchange of ideas, technologies, foods, and ways of life. Successful cultures can blend these different ideas and parts of culture into something new and healthy. One of the great strengths of the Islamic empires was their ability to adapt to new situations. Let's take a brief look at a map of the world. So we can see here that the areas of the Islamic empires bridge a significant part of the Afro-Eurasian continent. We've already discussed how Muslim traders maintained sea routes and roads, allowing goods and other ideas to flow from China in the east to the northern parts of Europe in the west. Now, cultures blend in 5 ways: expansion, hierarchy, relocation, contiguous, or stimulus. So expansion and diffusion occurs when one group of people conquers another and brings their culture along with them. We can see this clearly in the way that the Islamic empires were able to conquer so much territory. Now, these conquering groups bring their culture to new areas, and often the conquering people establish a new elite in the regions that they had defeated. As a result, the tastes and cultures of the elite trickle down and affect the rest of the culture. This is known as hierarchical blending. We can see this example in how many peoples worldwide wanted to learn English following World War II, when America was the world's dominant superpower. When people leave their native land and culture and move to a new place, they bring their culture with them. This is known as relocation blending. Think of how each culture that has immigrated to the United States has brought essential parts of their culture, like Lunar New Year's festivals among Asian communities, or Irish dancing at St. Patrick's Church. We often see these cultures that exist physically near each other share a lot of traits. This is known as contagious blending, because culture spreads like a cold does among people who live near each other. Think about how similar the United States and Canada are. It's easy for Canadian things to become popular in the United States, and for something in the United States to become popular in Canada because the two countries are next to each other. The final way culture can blend is called stimulus blending. Stimulus blending happens when somebody is inspired by something in another culture and then uses that inspiration in their own way. Hip-hop is a great example. It can be found in all different ways that people in various cultures have incorporated hip-hop rhythms. They may use their own native rhyme schemes and languages, but they are inspired by the rhythms and the sound of hip-hop, which originated in New York City. Now, your task will be to look at how these different Islamic cultures blend and mix different parts into a single culture. Now, some of you will see examples in the styles of architecture in religious buildings from various parts of the world. And you can see here that a mosque on the right is in Istanbul, Turkey, and compare that to a mosque found in Timbuktu. The materials are different, but there are a lot of similarities in the shapes and in the purposes and the way that the building is used. Or you can look at something like these tiles from the Topkapi Palace in Istanbul, and see how similar these designs are to the porcelain tiles that you see on your left. And you will continue to look at various examples of blending among the Islamic cultures through different videos and articles throughout this assignment. So I hope this helps set you up for what you're looking for and about the ways that these different cultures blend.